And especially coming to the Commonwealth Games, there's one thing that comes to my mind is now that you break them down on the basis of medals, seems like the Commonwealth Games is the kind of tournament that really puts into the perspective how divided or uh, 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 it shows us the disparity between the teams, I guess, in the women's cricket. I mean, once your mind goes to gold, you'll probably not think of anyone else except Australia. And even when it comes to silver, there's no other contender except, I guess, England, unless England and Australia were to play the semifinals between them. But that is not the case here. So I guess, Commonwealth Games for now, at least, seems like it is not that much result wise for me, especially. I don't know what is your opinion, but seems like it will take some time before the general tournament becomes a little more exciting overall.
Yeah, we've known this for a while. Like when it was announced, we all expected Australia to win. We all expected England to come second, and it's not that much different from the World Cup. It's not that much different from the T20 World Cup. And every women's tournament that happens, you sort of expect the same thing, right? Like Australia first, England will probably be second, and if they're not, it'll be India, South Africa, New Zealand, and it'll be India, South Africa, New Zealand in the semifinals. And the rest are just going to be maybe good for an upset or two, but they're going to be lower down the rung. It's been that way for quite a while. Only 3 teams have ever won the Women's ODI World Cup, and I think only 3 have won the T20 World Cup as well. I don't think New Zealand's won the T20 World Cup, have they? Yeah, it's only 3 or 4
Sorry?
teams have.
Yeah, yeah.
Only three or
England
four
has won.
teams have won the T20 World Cup. Only 3 have won the ODI World Cup. You don't have that many. You don't have that much. The finalists are usually the same. The semifinalists are usually the same. There's a lot. There's a huge gap to make up in women's cricket between the top level and even from the top level from the next top level. From England to Australia, there's a huge gap to make up. Then even England to India, South Africa, New Zealand, there's a pretty large gap to make up. And then from India, South Africa, New Zealand to West Indies, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Ireland, Zimbabwe, Bangladesh, Thailand. It's a big gap to make up, and that'll take time. I don't know how long it'll take, but it'll take time, and you can't really expect that much to change very quickly. So cricket at the Commonwealth Games, cricket at the Olympics is not supposed to be a band-aid solution that'll solve everything magically and make everything, make every team as good as each other. It's a way of starting to get that investment, but it'll take time for it to catch up to everyone else. Like Australia has given us the blueprint of how you get really good at women's cricket. You just pour money into it. You give the team the support. You really push the team in the place they're supposed to represent, and the team will get better and the support will come because people like to see people wearing, people representing them doing well. But it takes time, it takes investment, and it'll take time before we see the rest of the cricket world reach that level.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Yep, you too. Bye.
Thank you.